One thing I rarely see people use in Vue is provide and inject. With provide and inject, a component can pass a value to any of its descendants, no matter how deep in the component hierarchy. And even though it's really powerful, it can be a little messy to work with. It can be annoying to type everything properly, hard to track where your data is coming from, and overall just a little bit harder to debug. So in this video, let's look at how it works, how we can make it better, and then see some realistic use cases where you might want to use provide and inject over tools like Pina. The Vue doc set up provide and inject as a way to avoid prop drilling. Imagine a component hierarchy with a root, child, and grandchild. There's an input in the root component, its value gets passed to the child as a prop, and that child passes it through to the grandchild. So if one of your deeper components needs a value that's dictated higher up in your tree, every component has to accept and forward props it doesn't necessarily care about. And when the props of a component change, it will have to re-render even if it only passes that prop on. So for this example, if we type in our input, all three components are re-rendering. And if this component had several children, not just one, it's easy to see how the props for this can get bloated. Let's replace this with provide and inject. Our root component can just provide our name, our child doesn't need to know anything about this, and then in our grandchild component, we can call inject and get access to that ref. This removes that prop chains and those extra re-renders. And this is the kind of cookie cutter example of provide and inject, but I'm gonna be real, I don't use provide and inject like this. There's a few reasons. First off, if it's just 3 levels deep, I'm fine passing props most of the time. And if there's a situation where I was passing data 5 levels deep, or the props for a component were just getting too messy, I'd probably refactor those components to use slots. Like in the example, if our child component used a slot, we wouldn't need to pass a prop to it at all. We'd be using that grandchild component here where we already have that data. Second, the inject here feels too magic-y. Especially in bigger apps, I know that I'm going to have no idea where the matching provide is, and then I'm going to have to click around multiple files and component trees just to find it. And third, adding proper types when using provide and inject like this is annoying. Since you're just using provide and inject into components, there's 2 places to add type information, and there's nothing here that guarantees that the type we're passing to our inject matches up with our provide wherever it is. Like for example, if I went to the inject and just changed it to pass a plain string, none of our code breaks. Our inject basically works as a typecast on the value that we're providing. So let's go ahead and make this nicer. But before we do that, I want to tell y'all about a free frontend event happening next week. Frontend Nation is happening June 3rd to June 5th, and it's completely free to attend. Not only are there going to be Vue experts like Daniel, Puya, and Eduardo there, but also people from outside the Vue ecosystem like Minko Getcha from the Angular team or Kenzie Dodds in the React world. And there's also going to be discounts on the official Vue certification during the event. There's going to be thousands of devs there during this online event, and once again, it's completely free, so click the link in the description or go to frontendnation.com to register. The crew behind Frontend Nation have been supporters of the channel for a long time, so go and show them some love. Alright, now let's improve this provide and inject. The easiest way to use this is to use a shared symbol as our key. If we create a new file for constants, create a name injection key that's equal to a symbol, and then set its type as an injection key with a name, the DX of getting everything typed properly is a lot easier. If we use this common key when we provide and inject, we can delete all of the generic type fields, and since this is typed as an injection key, Vue will properly type the data. The next level to making this nicer is providing different helpers to provide and inject this context. So if we create a new file, and we can start by creating a type for the value that we'll be providing. And I like to use an object to make it flexible. Let's add our key, and now we can create our helper functions. A usename context provider function that calls provide, and a usename context function that injects using our key or throws an error if it doesn't exist. And this is already nicer to work with. Our root component just has to use that provider, and our grandchild can just grab that context. It's all organized in one spot, and the types are nicer to work with. So while this is a valid option, it still doesn't solve that problem of knowing where that context is being provided. It can still come from any parent component. So while I was looking around for examples, I found code from Rika UI, the component library that powers things like Nuxt UI, that has a great solution to this that I probably would have never thought of. When you use a Rika UI component, like the slider, it's not just one component that's controlled entirely through props and slots. It's actually a compound component where the individual pieces like the track, the filled range, and the thumb are split up into separate components. I think this gives like max customization because you can compose these however you want, and if you ever want to switch out an individual piece for your own custom component, it's easy to do that. But the coolest thing is that even though you can use these however you want, all the state is self-contained in its implementation. The slider root provides all the context like its orientation or min and max values, and then all the other pieces inject that context. You don't have to worry about scope slots, you don't have to awkwardly pass props, and if you create your own custom component, you can just inject that same context. But let's look at their implementation for the slider root. Not only is there the script setup, which contains actual logic for the slider, but there's also a separate script section. And if you didn't know, this is how you can declare named exports from a Vue file. And it's these lines here, which I think is a great solution to provide an inject. There's the interface for the context we want to inject, and there's also a call to this create context helper. And this is like a better and generic version of those helpers we made earlier that returns functions to inject the context and provide it. So the slider root makes this call and exports the inject and provide functions. Then in the script setup, the slider root will provide the context with all the values. And then in any of the children, like the track for example, we can import the inject from our root component and use that to inject the context into our component. This means that not only is our provide and inject type safe, but it's also clear where that context is coming from. And this is a way to build more reusable components. It's flexible to the different ways that you want to put these components together, while still managing and orchestrating the state between these individual pieces. So to break down all the different ways of sharing data in a Vue app, you can either use props and emits for direct communication, provide and inject to share state within an entire component subtree, or if you need global state with entirely different parts of your app accessing the same data, that's when you would reach for a tool like Pina or Nuxt use state. As always, there's pros and cons to every approach. So you really have to think of what's the best fit for your project, but provide and inject is something that I want to use more of in my own projects. Let me know if you're already using it or your thoughts down below. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to check out the Frontend Nation link down below, and I'll see you in the next video.